Let's move on to another issue where we've seen wastage as well of public funds. And this is yesterday in one of the dailies, there was an ad put out by Nandi County. Let's put it up if we have it now, thanking the Deputy President and other cabinet secretaries for attending I think agricultural show it was yesterday. So to put out an ad in a national newspaper to thank simply, and there you go, there it is, Nandi County Government, an appreciation. This was on page 2 of the Daily Nation yesterday. So Nandi County Agricultural Show, Trade Fair, agricultural extravaganza. So they're saying there that they're very happy with the speeches and all manner of things. And you remember a while back following the Migori incident, Kirinyaga County as well put out an ad condemning what happened in Migori. So when you're seeing county funds being used to put this kind of ads, whether it's to thank the Deputy President for attending an event, or on the other hand to condemn hecklers from perhaps one part of the country for doing something, does that concern you?
Yeah, it does, and it reminds us of those years during the Nyayo era, when during a public holiday, all parastatals, all government agencies would buy a whole page, have a page to wish His Excellency and nice or happy Madaraka Day,
Success.
a happy so and such a day. And it was total waste of public resources. Of course, you can see where those parastatals are. Telecom, Kenya, Posta and all that. They are Kenya Railways, they are all corrupt because of such spending. So unless it's absolutely necessary, I think government expenditure should be put where it's actually an investment. We don't see the investment or the value Kenyans are going to get through such misspending. To me, is a total concern. But of course, something like the Migori issue, its condemnation and all that, I think it was an issue of public interest. And when you're having such a thing...
But to put an ad out to condemn it, really, it's a public interest. But for one county to then, you could simply call the media and give an address and condemn it.
So to me, it's a sheer waste, and someone should be surcharged for such wastage. We cannot encourage, and we are slowly trickling there. Because even when you look at this Mashujade, you find government parastatals and agencies have now started that culture again of putting ads now to praise. And I think it's brought mostly by devolution, where the counties now are finding they have to say that they are there. But to me, we are retrogressing to where we were in the 70s and the 80s, where we have to give
Swale, what are the MCAs doing? Because this is county government. We are seeing a lot of that happening, some form of sycophancy. Some would call it that.
Okay, seriously, we want also to say that actually it's a wastage of funds when you see these kind of things. But
you're sitting back and watching it as MCAs around the country? We are not just watching,
and that's why we are very keen. If you look at what has been happening in the county assemblies, and even when other bodies, including our brothers who are the seniors, that is the Senate, in the Article 96 of the Constitution is very clear that the Senate is supposed to protect, and it's at the interest of the counties. When we look at it in terms of wastages of funds, we are saying we should be able to empower the county assemblies. Empower the county assemblies in a way that the county assembly will be able to do its oversight role without fear. And again, on the same note, if you look at what has been happening in the county assemblies in matters concerning oversight, we are not just like the MPs who bring sense motions in parliament and then the next day they run away. We are different. When we say that we are doing an oversight, if, for example, we bring an impeachment motion in the assembly, most of the impeachment motions have gone through. It's because we are serious in what we are doing as members of the county assembly. So the issue of oversight role, I think that is where we are lacking. And we have not seen, even we have the anti-corruption body, which up to date, even with all the cries that we have in this country, we have not seen them come even arrest one governor, or we've not even had one governor be surcharged. The impunity levels in this country, even when we are saying that we want devolution, of course the issue of accountability should be number one, so that then people are held accountable on the jobs that they have been given by the common person, by the mwananchi of this country, because it is taxpayers' money. So this kind of advert is waste of money, and we all know it is. But has it happened? The Auditor General has raised questions. Does it mean that we don't have government agencies that can take action to specific individuals and officers who are doing this?
Senator.
It goes beyond just adverts with bad expenditures within the counts and government public funds. Some of the governors actually, they cannot sit now without having a full set red carpet. Some of them they go with their own toilets, mobile toilets. Some of them, they go with entire team for cooking for themselves, wherever they are going, even if they are going to attend a public function. So they have taken it upon themselves that there is too much money that needs to be spent. And by the way, I want to caution Kenyans that there are leaders, they understand the people they lead. Before they put money to waste, the way you are raising the issue now on adverts on such things, they consider the education of the poor children. They consider the medication of the very need cases. And they ask themselves, what kind of people are we leading? Are we leading people really who can buy a newspaper and read where 500, 600,000 shillings have been spent? Are we leading people who will understand that a governor can be with an entourage about that vehicles? Leaders, they make a big difference from people who are employed to work and implement the instructions which are coming from the leaders. So what we are having as governors today is not leaders, but those are people who are supposed to be implementing instructions given.
But then are you also saying as Senate you're helpless and that you'll sit by and watch all this happen?
But we have criticized this, we have spoken about this.
As
Mheshimiwa says here, like Senator Mudhama has reported more than 15 open cases to EACC.
On your government.
And as Mheshimiwa says here, none of those issues has been thrashed out even by EACC.